Okay, so Sorgatron Media, we're down here at the Toonseum with John Mattie. And we are at the SuperHeroes Origins and Icons event, which is freaking awesome, by the way.
Great.
So tell us more about the event.
Yeah, well, really, it's just an opportunity for us to kick off this new exhibit, Icons and Origins, and really get just a bunch of people from the community together to really come out and show their love for superheroes, the whole genre of comic books that really kind of defined America and in our major motion pictures for the last 50 summers, it seems. So
that's very true. Now, are these all original pieces of art?
Yes, this is all original pieces of art by the artists, really who we like to think have either created the characters themselves or have redefined that character or really shaped that character over the years. A lot of these characters on the wall are over 70 years old. We're talking about Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. They've been around since late 1930s, early 40s. So we've kind of tried to touch on all of the major artists, if possible, that have really shaped those characters in popular culture.
Cool. So tell us more about the Tunesiam, what you do here, and are these events that are are we going to have more of these kind of events here?
Oh yeah, we do an opening for pretty much every new exhibit that we have, but we're always doing special events. The Tunesiam is really one of 3 museums of cartoon art in the country. We're dedicated to the education and the display of original artwork in the media, illustration, cartoons, animation cells. And really, our goals is, to approach not only to educate people about the history of all this stuff, but to maybe reacquaint, people with this stuff that they grew up with, or maybe grew out of, or maybe forgot about. So we like to say our target audience is somewhere between like 2 and 102. We have yet to have that 102 person through the door, but I'm sure they're out there somewhere, and they're still reading. Maybe they're the Superman comics. So. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a favorite right now in this exhibit?
Oh, in this exhibit, that's hard. There's a lot of favorites in this exhibit. This was so much fun to put together. We have an original page from, I forget the issue number, but there's an original page from an early 1970s SpiderMan, which is really the death of Captain Stacy, which is Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man's first girlfriend, before Mary Jane. See, I'm showing my geekdom here. But before Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy's father, who actually dies in Spider-Man's arms. And it's one of those things when we found out that we were getting it, and when I actually opened up the package and saw it there, it's like this little tear, this geek tear appears in my eye.
A little freak out.
Yeah, this is really kind of phenomenal, because not only is this part of my childhood, but it's part of like an American cultural landscape. It really defines a new mythology, for us. That we've kind of left behind, the Greek, and even in a lot of cases like biblical mythology, and we're more familiar now with really, Superman, Kal-El coming from this distant planet, or from, how Spider-Man got his powers. That's kind of like the myths that we have today. So.
Very cool, very cool. I did notice some books up front. Are those books for sale, or is that they are? Okay.
Yeah, we do have a gift shop here in the Toonseum. We try to populate it with old favorites, but we really try to focus too on a lot of contemporary stuff that kind of slides through, your big book chains. So we focus on like the independent artists and a lot of the stuff that we're really excited about, and really kind of expanding the genre.
Yeah, we saw Fraggle Rock, and we were pretty excited.
Which we love the Fraggle Rock comic. I mean, some really great people draw on that, but I got to say, like one of my good friends, Heather White, actually wrote the very first story for that comic book. So we
cool.
Her. She did a great job, but that's really entertaining. A whole series of that Henson stuff now coming out, that it's being adapted to comic books, and we love it.
So upcoming movies. Marvel is coming out with a boatload of them.
Yes.
Which ones of the top 4? Give me your rundown, your list.
Oh my! Do I have a list? I'm one of those people. I'm one of those snobs that I'm not going to say that they shouldn't be making this stuff in the movies, but I say like, and that's really kind of what this exhibit is about too. It's like everybody sees the movies and everybody knows the stories, because they grew up with the stories. But now I'm seeing a lot of this stuff, from the page being brought to the big screen, and I say, well, go read the comics first, because the comics, not only are you getting those great storylines, but you're getting this really, really great art. So for me, there's not that I'm boycotting the movies or anything, but it's difficult. It's really hard to film a comic book really well and to get that balance of kind of playfulness and seriousness, and it's hard to film a myth, So I'm a little bit more skeptical about the movies, the most.
Well, I mean, we did have the problem with the SpiderMan movie, and now they're revamping that one.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are okay with them. And it's kinda...
I loved the SpiderMan movies. I really did. I know a lot of people had problems with the third one, but I'm a big Sam Raimi fan, and I think Chris Nolan's his Batman series, the Dark Knight stuff has been absolutely fantastic.
Yes, I'm a big fan of the Dark Knight stuff.
Filming here this summer, so that's...
I heard, and I'm very excited about that. I want to get in the background stuff for that. That would be awesome.
We'll plant you somewhere. Yes. We'll work you.
That would be awesome. I could be one of the guys that get beat up. To be honest, I don't care.
I really want to see. Anne Hathaway was actually in here when she was filming. She was one of our very first guests, actually, when she was filming Love and Other Drugs, and we're just hoping she stops back in her Catgirl suit. But, well, that's maybe not something that we should talk about in depth. But we're just hoping Anne stops in. No.
So down at the Toonseum, what can we look forward to?
I'll tell you what. We being a small nonprofit, we pretty much have to figure out what we're doing a really, really long time in advance, and I'm really happy to say the next couple of years are going to be really great for us. Immediately in the fall, a big Looney Tunes exhibit, Warner Brothers exhibit that we're really, really thrilled about, and coming next year, an exhibit on Will Eisner, who's one of the people that we touch on here in the SuperHeroes exhibit, one of really the originators of the comic book, and some great stuff by Pearls Before Swine and Patrick McDonald, who does Mutts. We'll have original art from them, and we're looking forward to a big horror show coming in probably next fall, and that's actually going to be curated by Doug Bradley, who is if you don't know him, the Hellraiser. Yeah. So,
Pinhead.
Yeah. So some classic horror stuff tying into, we all know how big like vampires and zombies are in pop culture today. So we'll be, touching on some of the big stuff there too.
Cool. So there's a lot planned.
Always. We always have screenings. We always have summer camps for kids. We have drawing lessons for kids and adults, served with alcohol. So, if you're one of those people that says, I can't draw, well, we'll give you a couple beers, and then you can see if you can draw.
Everybody can draw with a couple beers.
Yeah, but all these screenings, we have a great lecture series coming up, too, that's attached to the SuperHeroes exhibit that'll really be talking about the history of really the role that immigrants and the world wars and social conditions, the Jewish population and really all of these things that you don't necessarily think of, when you read Superman or Batman, how that all ties into the creation and really the longevity of a lot of these characters. So it's going to be a great series.
On the canteen floor, you're begging for more. Don't forget the jammy Dodgers and the milk and first in a tanning stain. Lady Di teacup, my favorite.